31 years of age for Guzman, 27 years of age. Both men were a quarter of a pound overweight yesterday. It took about 20 minutes for Soto to get down to 130. It took Guzman about 40 minutes. Now Guzman has rehydrated tonight on our unofficial scales to 148 pounds, while Soto has added just 5 pounds to 135. Time for the rules with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
Joan Guzman, Humberto Soto. Fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules of the Association of Boxing Commissions. There is no 3-knockdown rule. The doctor or the referee can stop the fight. In case it is caused by an accidental headbutt, we go to the scorecards after 4 rounds have been completed, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round. Bob!
Ladies and gentlemen, from the spectacular Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, USA, Golden Boy Promotions, in association with Saquon Ringside Promotions and Top Rank Boxing, proudly present the main event of the evening, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Junior Lightweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Acting Commissioner Sylvester Kyler. The 3 judges at ringside scoring this bout on the 10-point system will be Lynn Carter, Dan Trella, Gene Williams, and inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Harvey Dock. And now, for all the fans in attendance here at the Borgata of Atlantic City and the millions watching around the world on HBO Boxing After Dark, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing burgundy, official weight 130 pounds. His professional record, 43 victories, including 27 knockouts with 5 defeats and 2 draws. Damas y caballeros de los Mochis, Sinaloa, Mexico, the challenger, former WBC Featherweight World Champion, Humberto El Zorrita Soto. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing red, white, and blue, official weight 130 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one. 27 bouts, 27 victories, including 17 knockouts. Damas y caballeros de Santo Domingo, República Dominicana, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBO Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, the Saquon Warrior, Joan Guzman.
You told me what I said, right? Okay.
Let's go. Let's go. Clear it out.
Yes, sir. Let's go. Guzman, Soto. Nosotros vimos las instrucciones antes. Acuérdate, escúchame. Protéjate siempre, obedéceme todo el tiempo. Remember, we went over the instructions earlier. Obey my commands at all times, protect yourselves at all times. Play limpio, toca los guantes, buena suerte.
Guzman is about a 7-5 favorite, but neither fighter has ever faced a better opponent than he will tonight. Nobody really knows who has an edge.
And we begin round number 1, scheduled for 12. Guzman admitted that Soto is good in our fighter meetings yesterday. He said, but I left my family for 4 months to get ready. On paper, he's my toughest opponent, but the fight is not fought on paper. Soto countered when we talked with him that Guzman is physically gifted. He granted that, but his heart is too small when he's under pressure.
I don't know where he got that news. It's the guy who's never lost.
That was his possibly flawed interpretation of his opponent.
You know, each boxer, when you're watching fight tape on your opponent, you try and figure out what is his weakness. And you must feel that if he applies some pressure, that is his weakness.
Guzman has the quicker hands. That's already established and no surprise.
Like, what are some of the keys early for Soto against the speed of Guzman?
Soto's trying to put Guzman in the corner so he can take advantage of him. And
doing the right thing by going to the body, because that's how you start to equalize the foot speed factor.
good thing is that he's doing it in the first round. He's not waiting until the middle rounds to do it.
Good right hand to the body by Guzman. Off the ropes. Guzman with 8 first-round knockouts, most of those coming early in his career. His last 6 have gone by way of decision. Larry, what do you make of the fact that Guzman added 18 pounds between the weigh-in last night and today?
Well, it means that he blows up to 160, 170 pounds between fights. He's still not regarded as not as strong a puncher as Soto, even though he outweighs him coming into the fight by 13 pounds.
I think the weight's going to help him down the line if this turns out to be a rough fight.
I think Soto is feeling a little more confident at the moment about, Guzman about taking Soto's punch, because he's been hit a couple of flush punches and has handled them well.
And he's used his hand speed to counter nicely. End of round number 1. Good round for the champion, Joan Guzman.
Okay, Mama, lean back. Lean back. Go around, relax. You okay? Yeah. Relax. Relax. You're looking good. Move your head, though, okay? Move your head a little bit. Come on. A little more head movement. A little more head movement. You ain't have to drink that water, man. No? That's okay. That's okay.
You see, his eyes are swollen already. You see? But get in with the hook. Breathe, breathe now. Breathe deeply. Yeah, nothing's wrong, nothing's wrong. Now you just have to build your confidence, that's all. The power punches, load up.
Well, Soto's corner did point out something we hadn't noted before, which are there are already abrasions and lumps under the eyes of Guzman.
You know, some boxers actually bruise up like that. It doesn't mean they're going to bruise up anymore. It just, that's what happens. And I used to get that, a bruising.
Good counter left hand by Guzman.
Good counter punching by Guzman.
And a right hand by Guzman.
He's looking to end this, but he's leaving himself very open.
He's going to ask you
and they're both throwing wild house shots.
I guess they do want to fight Pacquiao next.
Good uppercut by Soto, and then a right hand by Soto. Right hand slapping from Guzman. As it opens up here in the second.
Guzman's throwing wild shots. I'm actually surprised that he's throwing them so wild.
Well, he has been known for throwing wide shots. He doesn't throw very straight punches. I was curious to see whether Mayweather Sr. could help him with that, but when you're 31 years old, you're not going to change the arc of your punches very much. But he's doing fine the way he's going.
Guzman picks off that combination with his gloves. Nice defense. countering off the ropes with a right.
And Soto took a step over to the right, but you know, Guzman wasn't against the ropes. You only do that against a guy when he's against the ropes, so he can't go anywhere. Guzman was allowed to go somewhere after that punch.
Guzman goes to the head and the body.
Well, if Soto expected Guzman to be on a bicycle, it's an aggressive bicycle.
And you know, some fighters can move too much, but Guzman is moving just enough to stay out of Soto's range.
It's effective.
Soto's strategy is, you know, you could see it from round one. He wants Guzman against the rope so he can take advantage, and he wants to apply that pressure and give him something to think about.
It's incumbent when Soto has Guzman against the rope, so he cannot allow Guzman to tie him up.
No. And this is the thing that Guzman does so well, is to tie you up.
Great action in round number 2 for Humberto Soto and Joan Guzman.
Everything's good? Come on, you've got to use your jab, and on the inside, use your hooks. Come on, you're throwing your right and you're leaving your hand down. Come on, this is a demolition job. Slowly, bit by bit.
Slow.
And you see Guzman throwing some good punches, throwing that left hook, then just getting out of range and throwing the right, but you didn't see it.
Guzman is a friend of many of the great baseball players who come from the Dominican Republic. David Ortiz, the Red Sox slugger, being at the top of that list. And he's turned slugger tonight. He's not a singles hitter tonight.
So the accidental clash of heads a couple seconds ago. No, he's looking for power shots, doubles in the gap, and homers. Bob Papa, Larry Merchant, Lennox Lewis, ringside at the Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa in Atlantic City. Our main event, Joan Guzman defending his 130-pound title against Humberto Soto. Good action through the first 2 rounds. Champion Guzman in the white with red and blue.
And here they go. Here comes the power shots by both of them.
Guzman, for a second there, seemed to be distracted.
Guzman looked very comfortable on the ropes there. Didn't get hit with any shots.
I wonder if that's where Floyd Mayweather Sr. may have helped him a little bit.
Well, he's been down in Vegas training with him for quite some time, so he's got to have taken something home.
Good hook to the body, but Harvey Dock is saying it's low.
Time. Low blow. Time. Give me time. I know, slow blow. Low blow. He's got time. Keep him up. No golpes bajo. Golpes bajo, right?
Soto will have time to regroup.
5 minutos.
He has up to 5 minutes, as Harvey Dock explains. Let's take a look and see how low it was.
Let's take a look, yeah.
It was low.
No los hago otra vez.
It wasn't too low because it seemed like he reacted late. It seemed like it didn't catch him and he reacted late, so he just took that 5 minutes. I don't know if it was a...
I thought it was a low blow.
Is it sometimes worse when it's actually off the cup as opposed to right on it?
depends how the cup fits. So let's hope his cup fit good.
Obviously, it hurt him enough. I'm with you, Larry. I thought it was low enough to be called. It was underneath the belt line. And it's not that Soto is wearing his trunks exceptionally high where guys will sometimes have it up. I mean, it was a fair call.
Soto is definitely having problems with the speed and dexterity of Guzman.
Yeah, Guzman's speed is apparent in this fight. He's like he's a step ahead, especially when he's in close, throwing some combinations. Soto's throwing the combination, but he's like one step behind. And he has the right strategy. Work on Guzman's stomach, work on his body, trying to slow him down. And he had that from round 1.
End of the third. Guzman caution in round 3 for a low blow. No point deducted, though.
Beautiful, baby. That's the best I've seen, baby.
Keep it up, keep it up.
Just like that.
Keep it up, baby.
Do your thing. Do your thing, champ.
Lo que tienes que hacer, trabajar en medio del ring, no tienes que cambiar.
Do your thing, champ. Just don't keep pulling straight out. Keep using the angle. Keep using the angle. Beautiful.
Spit it out, spit it out.
Let me rest for
Okay.
Beautiful angles, champ. Bring it to
Spit it out, spit it out.
Put the one out.
All right.
Come on, get your distance and go in with your uppercuts. The inside. Good. Hit his chest, Solid, solid. Pop it. And little by little, build it, little by little. We're gonna stop him now. We're gonna stop him.
Joan Guzman has fought very effectively through the first 3. Let's see how Harold Letterman has it scored.
Okay, Bob, I got it the opposite way. I got it 29-28, 2 rounds to 1, Humberto Soto. Bob, I'm impressed by the way he comes forward and bangs the body. This guy's got leverage coming forward, and he's landed a lot of vicious body shots. He's backing Guzman up into the ropes like you see there. When he does that, he gets really good leverage, a lot of power, doing a lot of damage. That's why you see Guzman, his face is all lumped up. Incidentally, when you land a low blow and it's in an upward arc, you hit a guy low and you bring that cup up, that's the kind of blows that cripple a guy, and that's what Soto got hit with. That was a real low blow. 2-1 Soto.
I have it 2-1 for Guzman.
I have it 3-0 Guzman.
I'm with you, Papa. I got a 3-0.
That's what makes it intriguing. One thing we know about Soto is he does not get deterred. He's going to hang in there and stick with what he's doing.
Soto is so focused on the body, he's forgetting about the head. And, you know, in this fight game, you got to mix up your punches, throw a different array of combinations so your opponent doesn't know what's coming. Good right hand by Guzman, straight on the button.
Just missed with the left uppercut.
Guzman has enough skill to come, you know, when Soto throws that jab, to come right over top of it.
Guzman now using his legs a little bit, control distance, and get away from harm. Next, what does Soto need to do to stop this?
Soto needs to apply the same pressure he was applying from the first round. He's kind of took a little time off, but he still needs to do that.
I think it's Guzman who's taking time off here.
Keep him up. That was low. Keep him up.
I don't know. I didn't feel the referee needed to warn him on that. Soto on that. It was on the belt line. It's like he interrupted his groove.
The right hand from Guzman as he blocked Soto's assault.
And let me tell you what Soto's doing. He's smothering himself. He needs more punching room.
Now breathe now. Don't worry, nothing's wrong. Nothing's happening. It's okay. Breathe there. Use the uppers and use the right. The right, not to the face, but to the neck, to the chest.
Nice. Keep fast jab.
Breathe out real slow.
Slow jab. You don't want to get
Real slow.
fast jab.
How you feel? Good, good.
Here we see another example of the Guzman right. Waiting till Soto throws that jab, and he can connect right over top of it.
Is it too round, though, to provide serious damage?
Yeah, it was more of a, he actually threw a better right hand in that round, but we weren't able to see it.
Round number 5 begins for Joan Guzman, defending his 130-pound title against Humberto Soto. Guzman has the fight at the pace he wants right now, Lance.
Yeah, he's doing what he wants to do in there. He's got his hands pretty low because, he isn't forced to keep him up yet. It's not like he's getting hit. And there's that overhand right, which is very dangerous for Soto, so he has to expect it and watch out for it. This is the only time Soto gets to hit Guzman, because he's got him against the ropes, and he realizes Guzman can't go anywhere, so he throws more punches. This is what he needs to do: push him up against the ropes and then start throwing his combinations. This is where Guzman's gotten smart now. He's not allowing that.
Soto told us if he throws 3, I've got to throw 6. Soto saying it was on the belt. He's arguing with Harvey Dock. Second warning for Soto.
Soto's got Guzman up against the ropes, but he's smothering himself. He needs to take either that step to the side or step back and be in punching range.
Good left hand by Guzman.
Great left hand by Guzman. Popped Soto's head right back.
Guzman has done a nice job when he's against the ropes here, almost predicting the punches and blocking some of them with his gloves.
Yeah, he can see him coming. Plus, Soto's punching a lot to the body. And there's a speed difference right here, and this is what makes Guzman great against the ropes, very effective against the ropes. Here's Soto trying to set that trap. See, Soto needs to be working in there.
He had the man where he wanted him, but he didn't work.
Didn't work at all.
Relax. How you feel? Feel good? All right.
Good work, champ. Don't get lazy on me. Don't start going straight back. Keep using your angles.
Keep circling, just like he said.
Keep using your angles. Don't get lazy on me. All right? And make that jab quicker. Don't get on something to go over. You hear me? Relax, you're looking good. You're looking good. Keep doing what you're doing.
Drink a little water. Drink that.
Okay?
Careful, because you might hit him behind the head. But throw those hooks, the hooks when you're in the inside.
And here's Guzman really relaxed, throwing a triple left hook, and you can't let a guy throw a triple left hook. You got to throw a right hand back, and that's what he did.
Got caught with the right hand at the end, but that's where Soto should be in his wheelhouse, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's real comfortable in there, he's relaxed, able to do that.
Yeah, but neither fighter is a big enough puncher to change the fight with one punch, which is good for the action. But you wonder whether the tide can turn significantly anytime.
I tell you, if they go to the middle of the ring and start slugging it out, I'm guaranteed somebody's going to get knocked out.
Well, I understand the over-under is 11.5 rounds.
Guzman, and he dips away from danger.
See, Soto's following Guzman around. He needs to be cutting off the ring more precisely.
Guzman's being allowed to fight his fight right now.
Yeah, he's up on his toes. He's really relaxed. He's moving around. See, when a boxer's up on his toes like that, all he's doing is setting you up and looking pretty.
Well, it's hard to cut the ring off on Guzman because he's darting in both directions and using his quickness, his balance in a balletic way.
Been able to avoid damage when he's backed against the ropes like this.
Well, Guzman's doing the right thing. He keeps that right hand pretty high, and he's tucking his chin behind his left shoulder, so it's pretty hard to hit him when he's got his hands like that and he's up against the ropes.
My guess is, again, that's some of Floyd Mayweather's handiwork.
With a right hand, and again just moves away. Final seconds of round number 6 for Humberto Soto and Joan Guzman.
Zorrita, come on, you gotta hit the body. Hit the body, but come in. You see, the first half, you didn't lose it because you did the job work. You did the work. You pressed. Come on, we can't lose rounds anymore. Don't give him a chance anymore. Bend down a little bit more. Bend a little bit more. Bend your knees a bit more. Throw on the inside. Throw on the inside. Throw on the inside, and then you look for the head.
Come with the left hook, right hand. He's going to be right there. He's going to go that way.
Breathe in slow one time.
Trabajando
Breathe
tú
in
en
slow.
medio, no te hace
Breathe in.
nada.
Okay, there you go.
Trabaja ahí, no te vengas a las cuerdas.
Okay. Whatever you want to do, you can do. He's fine.
Joan Guzman has done a very nice job through the first 6 rounds. Harold Letterman, how do you have it scored?
Okay, Bob, 4 rounds to 2. 58-56, Joan Guzman. In the last 3 rounds, he's managed to keep that fight in the middle of the ring, use his hand speed. But I gotta tell you, when he goes up on the ropes and he starts grabbing a rope and doing that bull crap that he does, the feints, he looks at him and doesn't punch, that's when he gets nailed. But very, very nice job in the last 3 rounds. He's taken over the fight with his fast hands, his boxing ability, and the fact that he's landing a lot more clean punches. 4-2, Guzman.
I have the same score.
Alex says Soto squandered some opportunities in the last couple rounds when he's had Guzman against the ropes, and not doing much. Let's see if he does it here. He allows Guzman to get away.
I think his corner told him that he needs to step it up a bit. This is where he needs to step it up, and he's doing the right thing when he gets him against the ropes, and he's now throw his combinations. Guzman throws a slapping right hand. It's not effective at all. He needs to really stump his toe into the ground and twist that ankle and get some power behind that punch. Guzman's got his mouth open and he's always dangerous from a puncher like Soto.
When a fighter is undefeated for so long, and incidentally, Guzman told us that his father was 6-0 in a pro when he had to retire because of an illness. So there hasn't been a defeat in that family in a long, long time as professionals. He just doesn't think he can lose. It's not in his vocabulary.
He hasn't lost since the 1996 Olympics to Omar Navarez of Argentina.
Right, and he has a kid brother who's 4-0, and they tell us that they have wars in the gym.
Great display of punches in the middle round. Both of them decided to, you know, let's go for it in the center of the ring. Guzman got caught warned for punching a bit low.
We've had some awfully good fights recently. Taylor, Pavlik, Calzaghe, and Kessler. Last week's fight with Mosley and Cotto. This is another one.
Relax, man. Look, come on.
Certainly has been.
Man,
And we're through 7 for 5
man.
consecutive
Stop
nights
that
starting on
shit,
December
man.
25th at 11 p.m. Tune into Boxing's Best of 2007 and relive some of the biggest moments from this year's jam-packed HBO boxing calendar. Each night we'll bring you a look back at one of the best fights from what was truly an outstanding year. Then on January the 19th, HBO pay-per-view offers up a matchup of 2 of the biggest names in the sport. Felix Tito Trinidad against Roy Jones from Madison Square Garden in New York.
They're both going a little low. I'm going to talk to both of them. Yeah. Keep them up. I'm going to tell
He's
him
good on the
too.
purpose, you can see him.
Listen, both of them.
I know, but it's the purpose, you can see him.
There is Joan Guzman's brother, Jose. As you mentioned, Larry, they have some real battles in the gym. We begin round number 8 for Joan Guzman, defending his 130-pound title against Humberto Soto. No knockdowns in the fight. Both men have been cautioned for low blows by referee Harvey Dock.
You know, I'm thinking some of Soto's opponents must have been sluggers that walked forward and was in that place where they could just slug it out, because he's having difficulty against a man that gives him some lateral movement.
We haven't seen him against speed. And speed gives everybody problems, including other speed.
Right. And I think, Larry, you made the point at the beginning of the fight that this is the best opponent for either guy to date on their resume.
I don't see any hand problems that Guzman's showing in this fight, so it seems like his hands are...
Yeah, he broke his wrist in preparation for a fight last spring and told us that when he was 10 years old, a heavy bag fell on him in the gym and he broke both wrists then.
Told us the story about as he was healing, he took the cast off to have a fight in the neighborhood. And Soto is not without a childhood injury. When he was a youngster, he was horsing around the back of a pickup truck and crashed into a rock and needed a lot of stitches on his forehead.
Guzman has attained a certain, I don't want to call it dominance, that's too strong a word, but he's maintained an edge. He knows what he's doing with the speed, and it's up to Guzman to change this, because the path this fight is going on is not a good one for Guzman. I'm sorry, for Soto.
Para.
And here Soto's allowing himself to be tied up.
And what I like about Guzman is that he uses his speed in a positive way. He's not using it to run. He's not using it just to avoid punches. He feels very comfortable at close quarters because his hands are faster than his opponents.
And even earlier when he went backwards, he was using it effectively to set up a punch and then move out. Soto's just holding on here at the end of round 8.
If you had it right there, you would stop him to the body. You just kept hitting the body.
How you feel, champ? Feel good?
You hit him with good shots to the body, okay?
Told you, champ. He's walking with you wherever you go. He's with
Come on,
you.
get the, give
Take
him
a
a
step over this way. Send him that way.
Yeah, put the one out.
Once he go that way, do whatever you want. But you gotta show him that step. Show him the step. Let him step over and do whatever you want.
Come on, you've got to be solid, but you got to keep your distance. Keep your range. Not his range, your range, because he's catching you. Come on, we've got to win the rounds one by one. One by one, we've got to win the rounds. And at your range. Come on, you've got it. You're the champ.
Let's go. Seconds out.
According to CompuBox, in the last 2 rounds, Guzman has had a 63-33 connect advantage. Does it seem like Soto has lost a little confidence?
Yeah, I think he came into this fight believing that he could slow Guzman down and impose his size, even though he's smaller at the moment because of what they weighed in earlier. He's more natural at this weight, and he's found out that that's not going to be the deal, and I think that he's not quite sure about how to go about it anymore, because Guzman has become more confident of how he's handling the situation up to now.
And a lot of boxers get wake-up calls, you know. They go in thinking one thing, and then while they're doing the fight, it's like it turns out to be something different.
Well, I'm talking with Soto and his people yesterday. They just thought that Guzman was going to run around, and that has not been the case. It's been effective movement, but he hasn't run.
Well, you know, that's what they've probably seen in the past fights when they've seen him move around. They felt that he never had no heart, but he's showing plenty of heart in this fight.
Their feet got tied up. Their feet got tied up. Soto stepped on the foot of Guzman.
Okay.
To give you an idea of Guzman's body control, Hal Letterman has told us a story about how he was cornered in a ring in a small fight in New York, and he ducked all the way down to the canvas and came out through the other fighter's legs. Sounds like a Charlie Chaplin move.
Tremendous athleticism.
Yeah, I think it's a limbo move, really.
You're right. They have the limbo in the Dominican Republic, as they have in other parts of the Caribbean.
Yes, they do. But do they have a limbo boxer?
Could be Joan Guzman.
Now Soto was trying to throw a fake hook and then step around and throw a hook again, but the feet got messed up again with Guzman's.
End of round number 9 for Joan Guzman and Humberto Soto.
You're good. You see, you keep your range, and that's good. Now breathe. Breathe. You're doing much better, much better. But don't get close. But you're only throwing 1, 2. You've got to throw 3, 4, 5. And the hook, the hook. Remember, you throw the hook 3 or 4 times, it's better than 1. Come on, don't be scared to miss. Find your distance.
Move your head. Yeah, I told you, walk this guy onto something.
Put the water, spit it out, man. Don't drink no water, man, until I tell you. Water gets you tired. Quit that shit.
How you feel?
All right.
You're looking good.
You is looking good. But I want you to do the right thing, baby, okay?
Right.
Use your jab, move your head, keep your head moving, keep feinting, confuse me, okay?
Let's go away. And if you just do the first round.
The way this fight is going in terms of the time, it's 12:30 in the Sunday morning here in Atlantic City. We may get to see the result of this in the Monday or Tuesday newspaper.
It's been a busy night. We started with the replay of Cotto Mosley, then Abner Maris with a hard 12-round decision against Damian Marciano, and now Joan Guzman and Humberto Soto underway in round number 10. Harold Letterman, how do you have it scored?
Okay, Bob. 88, 83, 7 rounds to 2. Joan Guzman. Bob, I gotta tell you, Joan Guzman, you know, he wins it with quick hands, really good, nice, clean punching. Humberto Soto's just not busy enough. I mean, since the early rounds, when he lands 1, 2 at a time. He never ever gets enough blows in to win a round, and Guzman is just out punching him. You can see it by the punch stat numbers. One thing I wanted to point out, Guzman's wearing grant gloves. He's notorious for hurting that right hand. The grant gives you a little bit of extra protection. I think Lennox said that he was slapping with the right hand. That's because his hands hurt him. No doubt about it. 7-2, Guzman.
I have it 6-2-1. But on both of our cards, Soto would need at least a knockdown to get back into the fight.
The latest hand injury for Guzman back in May was the left wrist. Larry, you had mentioned that Guzman has some famous friends in the Dominican Republic. He's also doing some tremendous work with his Joan Guzman Foundation. Both of these men are married with 2 children. His oldest daughter, his oldest child, Maria Teresa, who's 8, has auditory problems, as Guzman just dips away from danger. And Soto's not able to score, and then he shoots a counter right.
You know, I think in doing that, Guzman may actually have had his knee touch the canvas, which I don't know if that would have been called a knockdown or not.
It's a good move. I mean, he's able to be able to do it, have that kind of body control to do it.
Hot shot, he gets away.
You could see the referee kind of stepping in, like if he, wanted to say something or do something, but he couldn't because Guzman's knee didn't touch the canvas.
You know, now he's imposing psychological damage as well as punch damage.
Guzman has that.
Okay. But he might go through Soto's legs to show us that move there.
Guzman has that arrogance as most undefeated boxers have, and he definitely displays that tonight. There's Soto just concentrating on the body. Guzman just laying there comfortably. He's not getting hit. But this is what I'm saying about Soto. He's too close to Guzman right there, and he needs to have some room to throw his punches.
Come on, that's true. We got to keep winning these rounds. Come on. Breathe. Come on, you've got to throw. You've got to be first. You've got to keep him busy. Come on, don't let him think. We have to be in command. You did it well, but press.
You turn your punches over, you smack him with them. When you want to hit him on the chin, turn him, put the knuckles on there. Put the knuckles on there. Okay. Now you're smacking him. You're still smacking him.
Okay.
Now put the knuckles on there whenever you want to. You don't have to force it. You don't have to force anything. It's your fight, baby. Round 11. I told you the best.
Just move around, make it miss.
I told you the
12th round strong.
Okay. I told you the thing I take it was the best. I'm never lying.
So we get set for the start of the 11th. Larry, has Joan Guzman impressed you tonight to this point?
Well, he sure has. I'm not sure, though, that he's the type of fighter that Pacquiao would want to fight with this kind of movement.
I think they should fight. It'd be an interesting fight.
Well, Pacquiao may take Marquez first. Talk about him fighting Diaz. Juan Diaz, that is, the lightweight champion.
Guzman almost daring Soto to throw a punch, telling him to throw a punch so he can work off of that punch and throw some kind of spectacular combination.
Just to finish the story about Guzman and his foundation and his daughter, by the way, that has the auditory problems. Part of his foundation is to raise money for children in the Dominican that have auditory problems that need hearing aids. He's going out and buying hearing aids for kids that can't afford those hearing aids to give them a better life. So he's doing good work back in his homeland of the Dominican Republic. And he's doing good work tonight against Humberto Soto, using his skills and his style and negating the good that Soto can do. Shots to the body by Guzman. Soto tries to answer.
Don't extend the glove. Don't extend the glove.
Well, when Soto's had Guzman against the corner, he's had a hard time landing a clean punch, Lennox.
You know, it's like Guzman's real slippery in there, and he almost fields the punches coming. It's very difficult to hit by anybody. Soto's obviously finding it difficult, and throughout this whole fight, finding it difficult. Hasn't found that right punch that catches Guzman at all. There's nothing that really catches him. Maybe an uppercut catches him and go into his body, but there's no real punch that he can get through to really slow down Guzman's speed.
Well, he hasn't lost in 20 fights in 5 years, Soto. And he could be on the brink.
Yeah, you can't say Soto didn't work hard. He's working hard, but he's just not getting no glory.
Baby. Good, great, beautiful. Now,
I'm winning my fight, no?
Hey.
Huh? I'm winning my fight.
You got all this.
You still don't get fucking crazy. Okay. Take it to the end.
Hey.
Keep using your jab. Walk and do what you
Hey.
do.
This your last round. You look good, shine.
Okay.
All right, you look good.
Es el último.
This is the last one.
Faltan 3 minutos, hijo.
Come on, it's 3 minutes. Don't let him get the angles. 3 minutes.
Vamos arriba si Dios quiere, pero no podemos dejar este round.
Guzman, Soto,
12th and final round for Joan Guzman and Humberto Soto. If you're wondering about late power, Soto did record a 12th round stoppage in Nevada back in 2002 against Emigio Castilium.
Floyd Mayweather Sr. said it's time to shine. When good boxers hear that, it's like a switch turns on in them and they want to shine. So we're going to see if he's going to shine in this last round.
You think they communicate that well already, that Guzman got that message?
You know, it's really giving him an opportunity to do what he wants. And from the trainer says to go out there and shine. All boxers know what that means. Go out there and look good. This is your last round. This is the time to impress the judges and show the judges that, yeah, you're winning this fight and this fight's yours.
Well, Lennox, you asked Guzman why, or maybe Larry, you did yesterday, why he keeps switching trainers, and he said, good question. Looks like this move turned out to be a pretty good one.
I think he basically trains himself, but I think he felt, as Lennox said earlier, getting a well-known American trainer in his corner might help get him some more exposure, and maybe he still can learn something.
Sepárese. Sepárese.
One of the things that was talked about before this fight, the fact that Guzman had gone 6 consecutive fights with a decision. But this has been a very impressive decision against Humberto Soto if he gets it. He thinks he has it in the bag.
Right there, Soto went to the body, but everybody in that building knew he was going to the body. You know, he wound up so much.
Left hand from Soto, but too little, too late. There's the bell to end it. Will Joan Guzman remain undefeated and keep his 130-pound belt? Or is Humberto Soto taking it? Soto has not lost since losing to Kevin Kelly, a majority decision, July 13th, 2002. 20-0 with 15 knockouts and 1 no decision during that stretch. And let's take a look at the judges. Lynn Carter, 14 title fights. In the Klitschko decision over Peter. She had it for Klitschko. How about Don Trella, 3 title fights from Connecticut. We had Cotto over Malinaji, 115-112. And Gene Williams, 20 title fights. Lewis draw against Holyfield.
Was no draw.
I know.
I'll beat him twice.
I was going to say, that did not instill confidence in the Guzman camp when that came up.
I know, that was preposterous.
Outlandish, Lennox. Outlandish. Joan Guzman, Howard Letterman scorecard, 115-113.
You see Bernard Hopkins there. He's the Eastern partner of Oscar De La Hoya in Golden Boy. Told us earlier today that negotiations have begun for a fight with Joe Calzaghe. Whether they'll finish or not is another question.
All right, the judges' cards have been tallied. The man holding the decision, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa of Atlantic City, we go to the scorecards. Lynn Carter and Gene Williams score the bout 117-111. Don Trella, 118-110. All 3 to the winner by unanimous decision. Still undefeated and still champion, the Sycuan Warrior, Joan Guzman.
Joan Guzman, a unanimous decision victory, comfortably on the judges' scorecards as he retains and makes the second defense of his 130-pound championship against Humberto Soto. He is now 28-0 for the 31-year-old from the Dominican Republic. Final punch numbers in the fight. And the thing that you'll notice in this fight is the fact that Guzman landed 302 punches. That is 110 more, and the percentage, 44%. He was very accurate. He used his movement effectively, and he was accurate with his punches in this fight. Power punches also go in favor of Guzman, 54% over the balance of the fight. He landed more. Soto not accurate with his power punches, a lot of them smothered by Guzman. So Joan Guzman retains his championship with a unanimous decision victory over Humberto Soto.